What's up, ladies and gents?
Welcome to Besties, where the tea is hot and the laughs are even hotter.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Sean. We're your favorite duo, ready to spill, dish, and serve all the laughs.
As we ring in the new year, it's that time when we reflect on the past and set our sights on what's ahead. In today's episode, we're talking about New Year's resolutions, the ones that stick, the ones that don't, and why they matter.
Grab your notebook, your coffee, or just a quiet moment, and let's start planning for the future you've been dreaming of. But we must keep one tradition alive moving into New Year's, and that is the complaint department, folks.
And I do have a few complaints.
Let's hear them, Britt. Let's get right into it. What are your complaints?
So I hate when you email someone and then they just email back like, thank you. Like, I hate that I have like 47 emails when I come back from lunch and they're all just like, thank you, thank you. And I'm like, okay, now I have to file all of these 47 emails. Or when they say, they email me and then I say, oh, but you forgot to include this. Then they write back, okay, I'll send that now. And then in another email, they'll send it. And I'm like, can we just keep it to a limited amount of emails, please?
Keep it to one thread. I think that reminds me of, I get so annoyed more so in my previous job. I used to have to send out calendar invites for trainings, and I would send it out to, over 300 people sometimes at one time. And I would put in the invite, do not say, or do not send a response. Just
reply all. Yeah.
That's it. Just accept the meeting. Do not send a response back to me saying that you accepted the meeting. Same thing. I would leave. I'd come back a half hour later and I have over 300 emails of people just saying, so-and-so responded yes. So-and-so responded yes. I'm like, oh my God. So I stopped. I turned off the RSVP function so people couldn't even do it because I was getting so freaking sick of getting 900 freaking emails just of people saying, accept.
Right. I know, it's frustrating. It's like, I like that you're thanking me, but like, you really don't care. You're just trying to be nice. Like, no one really wants to be like, hi, Brittany, thank you. Best, John. Like, no one cares.
For real.
God. What about you? Do you have any complaints this week?
I mean, that was definitely, I feel that complaint for sure. I think something else work-related complaint for me is frustrating when you get a new job and you're told one thing, and then naturally, just like every job, there's like 7 or 8 additional things that are on your to-do list that were not specified in your job description. So now you're doing extra based on, whatever the certain description of the particular position was, excuse me. And it's so frustrating because the job that I have, it's evolving. So the program is evolving. Or the project, I should say, is evolving. So there's just more things that are being tacked on to my plate and the plate of the other 2 individuals that I work with. So in one scenario, okay, it's useful because, when we get to a year in review, we can assess it, maybe ask for more money or ask for more bennies, gotta have those bennies. But for right now, it's frustrating because there's additional travel and other things that are involved that we weren't even told about. So trying to, reevaluate what that looks like is annoying. So that's definitely a complaint for me this week, for sure.
Yeah, that's a complaint I would have also. That's a little frustrating.
Yeah. What's your other complaint, Britt?
So my other complaint is, and you can all thank us for not having any ads. I freaking will be driving on my way to go get a coffee in the morning. And I'll be like listening to the podcast, zone out, and then I'll zone back in and I'm like, it's another freaking ad. And then I'm like pressing the tiniest little button on my phone that's like skip ad. 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. And then like 2 seconds later, there's another one. And I'm like, I don't even think they talked for 3 minutes. And one of the podcasts I listen to, it happens at the beginning of the podcast and then throughout. And I'm like, we haven't even dove into anything yet. And
For
we're
real.
already. So you can all thank us for no ads, although we are going to try, but we'll try to be less annoying about it.
I know, but it is true. It's like I haven't even gotten to the meat and potatoes of the episode yet, and you're already giving me some sort of advertisement. It's freaking frustrating as hell.
Right. Like, at least lube us up a little bit first before you just stick it in.
I know, and I get it. Everybody's got to make a living. Some people got to get sponsorships and ads, but come on, folks, time them correctly. Or the other crazy thing is obviously everybody's listening to us because when as soon as we talk about something or the as soon as I talk about something or I search something, then all of a sudden all of my ads are tailored to what I searched or what I was talking about, which is even more frustrating because sometimes, especially if I'm just looking at something quickly or briefly, it'll flash back up and I'll just say to myself, no, like I didn't want that. I don't want that. I was looking for curiosity, one little thing, whatever, or the opposite effect of if it's something that was interested in me or interested to me and I was sitting there saying, maybe I should get this. You know what? No, I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. And then they just keep pushing it in your face and you're like, shit, should I get it? Because it's coming back up again in all these ads.
Yeah, they know how to sell it, they know how to market it.
They sure know how to get you right in your face. For sure.
That's right. Any other complaints?
The only other complaint I have is battery operated lights. Okay. And let me just preface this because we are in the holiday season. There are a lot of people, I'm sure, that use little twinkle lights or little things that are battery operated or battery powered. That's great. What I need somebody to figure out is how to make these AA or AAA batteries last freaking longer. And I get or a caveat to that, some of these little twinkle lights have timers, so it'll be like a 6-hour timer or something. Can there be like a 3-hour timer? Why is it on, off, or 6 hours? Some of them are 8, and it's like I don't want 6 or 8 hours. This is why it's draining my battery. Can we just have it on for a quick 3 hours, quick 2 hours, whatever, and then be able to just let it shut off automatically? I feel like I am constantly replacing batteries in lights, and underneath in our kitchen, it kind of gets dark, so we have motion censored lights that I bought from Amazon that are battery powered. Again, folks, do not come for me. My last house, I had similar motion censored that were rechargeable, and those barely lasted like 4 or 5 days. These battery ones, they last, but I feel like all I'm doing is buying more batteries and replacing. It's so freaking frustrating. So, whoever out there, manufacturers, scientists, Duracell, whoever you are, make
Energizer.
AAAs. Yeah, make AAAs and double A's last a shit ton longer. Please, please, and thank you.
You know they do make rechargeable batteries as well, but you would have to have like a backup set on hand.
Right, right. And like I bought 6 of them, each of, at least for the motion censored ones, and there's 3 batteries a piece. So that's a lot of motherfucking batteries to be like, I'll be taking up every outlet to recharge those motherfuckers.
Dead, dead. That's funny.
So yeah, that's my only other complaint is get your shit together, battery operated people, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, now that we have heard from the complaint department, our New Year's resolutions from last year, what stuck, what didn't, and what we plan to do this coming year. So, Britt, kick us off. Um what were some of your New Year's resolutions for 2024, and did you stick to them? Did they come true? What happened?
So, I mean, I feel like since I was 8, my like one that's just like a no-brainer is to lose weight, and we still didn't do that. So, I just given up.
We're manifesting it, we're putting it out there. It's in our head. We're knowledgeable. But I will say, though, I think you should give yourself a little bit more credit because even if you didn't necessarily lose weight or you feel like you didn't lose weight, you still are super active, which is half of the battle. I feel like it's one excuse to, have a goal and not do anything, but you're constantly going. So I think that, give yourself a little credit there for sure.
Well, I'm constantly active, but I'm also constantly stuffing my face, which is my problem.
Ugh, girl, same. Sometimes sweets are just too irresistible.
Oh my God, I'm literally addicted to sugar. And like, I wish it was like smoking because you don't have to smoke to survive, but you do have to eat. You have to eat. And I'm
Yes,
sick of it.
so true.
I'm
I'm
so,
sick of these carbs. Shit.
yeah, like, what the hell? So
Oh.
I try not to make any and just like hope for the best. My new thing that I started was like on my birthday, like this past year was my Larry Bird era, 33. And I was like, this is going to be my year. Like this, like for me personally, I'm not going to join when everyone else joins the gym and everything. I'm going to do my own new year on my birthday. So, I mean, since my birthday, things have been great. We started this podcast, started Pilates, tried out guitar. Honestly, since I've stopped, haven't thought about it once. So I can say I tried and I don't have to be like, oh my God, but what if I picked up that guitar and I became Taylor Swift? So we no longer have to worry about that, folks. Um, and I went to that show alone, which is something that I would never do and go out to dinner and sit at the bar by myself. So
My independence.
yeah. So, I mean, nothing really set, but just my own goals for my own year, per se. But I do have some things to look forward to this year. But before we go into that, what about you? What stuck would you make as a resolution for 2024?
Yeah, sure. So for 2024, I really made it. So this is gonna, sound a little sad. But whatever, everything whatever, hindsight 2020, whatever it is that they say. Um, so right at the tail end of 2023, right before the new year, Kevin and I went through the fostering process, and we got two little girls, and we thought it was a forever kind of deal. We were planning to adopt them. That was the mindset, the goal that we had in mind. So one of the goals that I had set for myself for 2024 was to be the best dad that I could possibly be for these two girls, and being more open and communicative with Kevin as well. I think when you get into this process of having kids, or you have kids, I think it's so easy to lose sight of one another, or just like your goals that you have together, because you're so focused on the child and making sure that the children are good and everything's good. So that was those were two New Year's resolutions that I made for myself, was just making sure I was a good dad, and then also making sure that I was creating space and making time for my partner and myself. Um, how those are going. So unfortunately, the girls, well, depending on how you look at it, the girls were reunited with their birth mom. So that is great for the mother. Glad that, everything worked out on her end, but obviously very sad and unfortunate for us. We definitely had a plan that we thought was going to be forever, but obviously things changed. So that was a little upsetting. But I kind of restructured and retailored that to just being a really good uncle and being more present for my nieces and nephews, and just trying to be there more often. And then for creating space and time, I think we have done a really good job this year of doing that. Not that Kevin and I were ever horrible at it, but I think more so for me, I compartmentalize things very differently than he did. And I think I did a good job this year of trying to see his point of view, his side of things, and um, I guess creating purpose behind action, and making sure that, I'm following through on things that I'm talking about, and I'm, being truthful and honest no matter how ugly or great it is. And I feel like I've done a good job this year of doing that. For 2025, woof, cannot even believe we're saying 2025. One of my big things that I have for myself is better, like, this year is really going to be me focusing on myself. I want to just have more self discovery. I want to focus on myself more in terms of mental health, physical health. I have been I started probably 2 weeks ago. I started meditating every day, and just being more mindful of my breath and breath work, and trying to, kind of calm myself down. That has been super successful. So I'm definitely going to continue to do that into 2025. And then I want to challenge myself to run either 2 half marathons or a full marathon
Oh
next
shit.
year. Yeah. And I want to make sure that I just enjoy life and be grateful for the moments that I have. I think it's so easy for us to sometimes like penny pinch or, be nervous about the next thing, which of course I'm sure will still happen, but being more grateful for the opportunities that we have. Like, we're going to be traveling twice internationally next year in 2025. So just being so grateful for those experiences and grateful that we're able to do that. Those are some things that I definitely have as New Year's resolutions. And just like I said, just focusing on me, trying to be a better friend, um, more so than I think I already am, trying to be better about setting boundaries for myself and with other people. That's going to be super key for me in the new year.
Okay, just a few cliff notes on
Yeah.
everything you just said. Um, I feel like the way you said it, it made it seem like you may have known that the girls were going to go back to their mom, but you didn't. You were fostering to adopt. That was
Correct.
the plan in mind. So your world flipped upside down when that was not the case, and you were sold the wrong ticket.
Yes,
100%,
for sure.
which was heart wrenching to experience for you. It was a lot, and I'm an outsider, so I
But I
feel
appreciate you supporting me during that time.
always here. Um, and so I think you have to give yourself a lot more credit. Like, I feel like I'm even tearing up. Okay, because this past year for you, I feel like was your biggest year yet. And coming, like, you could have gone two ways. Like, there was a fork in the road, and you chose the right path, and you could have spiraled into so many different things. And like, look at you. You got a new job, you're working out, you're meditating. Like, I just, whenever you called me and told me, like, I was like, this is gonna be bad. Like, I don't know how someone comes back from this. Like, this isn't something we experience day to day, you know? Like, life changing beyond anything I've ever had to endure. So I feel like you kind of just like brushed over everything you just said, but I feel like you're a literal champion. And I don't even know how you laugh or smile. And you do. And I look up to you for that. And it's giving Yanami Park.
Well, thank you, Britt. I appreciate it.
And So yeah, I mean, you're literally crushing life and you're doing such good things, and I feel like you've put out so many good things into the world and they're literally coming back to you now. So, okay. I,
But I think that's the hope, right? Is that when we put good energy and good vibes out there, we receive the same. And I think if we aren't receiving what we want, then we have to pivot or, shift or redirect our narrative or what we want. So, you know, I'm glad that things are getting better. Of course, everybody always has their days. We have our days, Kevin and I. It's made us question a lot of things as well. But in our mind, that's what we you have to look at it in terms of, okay, we gave them the best life we possibly could, and we were so grateful for the time that we had with them and that you had with them and that other friends and our family had with them. But I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I did learn this past year is, yeah, this is horrible and we can either sit back and let this define us, or we can push forward and try to do something better for ourselves and learn from this experience, which is ultimately what we decided to do.
yes, you're fucking killing it. Like, I don't have any other way to describe it. You're literally,
We are just out here trying the best we can, boo.
I mean, Jesus, flex your muscles. You're so buff right now.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
You're succeeding. Um, so, I mean, when I compare my life to Sean,
Yes.
it's a struggle and I should be doing much more with my life. Um,
Yeah, you did say before you asked me about my New Year's resolution this past year and then going into 2025, you said that you have some exciting things coming up in 2025. So, what are those things that you're looking forward to?
so I'm really looking forward to keeping the banter rolling with my co-host
Absolutely.
Sean.
Season 2, bitches. Look out, it's coming.
Yes, I do want to travel more. I mean, me even going to Virginia, I feel like is a really big deal for me because, I mean, I really just don't go anywhere.
I can't wait, y'all. So, Brittany, the time that this pod is released, it's going to be New Year's Day. Happy New Year's to everybody. And Brittany and I are going to be reunited. We haven't seen each other since June, in person anyway. Obviously, we see each other and talk to each other all the time, but it'll be nice to have her physical presence in my home for a good like 5, 6 days. I'm excited.
So this episode's actually dropping on Christmas. Yes, I'm really excited. Jeffrey and I will be down there for New Year's, and I think it's going to be a good time. Lots of laughs.
Go to the strip club, you know.
Yeah, Jeffrey's going to dance that night, and I'm really
I got
excited.
all my ones and fives ready to go.
Um, and I'm really hopeful. People hate their job and they say that, and every time you see someone, they're like, "How's your job going? I know it was rough last time," and you're just like, "Yeah, I want to leave."
Story's still the same, Margaret.
Really.
Oh.
So I'm hoping I either find a side gig that I really love where I'm not stretching myself too thin, or I just move on
You
and
will move on. You will find something new. You got to put that out there. You will do that.
yeah, I want to put out that I want more money doing something I really love, and it's not something I'm just doing to pay the bills. And I know, like, if someone pays me enough, I'll take that as a fair trade off, but the money talks. So
So
let's,
you want to feel more fulfilled in your job or whatever else, whatever new endeavor you get into this next year.
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel that.
I was telling Jeffrey, I was just like browsing Indeed, and he's like, "So you're switching fields completely?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm here for whatever." Like,
Yeah, and you know what? I think that that's a big, you know, testament to our generation is people go in so many different directions. There are people that I know that were teachers and then they left the field and now they work in like
Guilty.
cyber industries or sales. Exactly, Britt. And I worked in higher education. I moved over into government, working for the government, something that I never thought I would do. So, life works in mysterious ways, but I truly believe that we harness so many skills throughout the course of our life in different jobs, in different sections of what we do, that everything is transferable. It's all about how you use those skills in a new field, and it's all about who you know too, and how they can potentially get you in somewhere and start something new. So you will be in a new position next year, and I can't wait to hear about it and talk about it when it happens.
Yes, I'm excited and I'm ready for new and um I do want to hang with my nieces more. They're getting older and they're like, I'm going to so and so's house and I'm like, okay, but remember when I was cool? Uh,
Right. You're supposed to be coming to my house.
right. So Aaliyah even talked about maybe having her friends sleep over here and I was like, yes, let me be the cool auntie. Let me
Yep.
be that. So I mean, I'm looking forward to, maybe going to more shows alone, just stepping out of my safe zone because what do I have to lose at this point?
Honestly. And you may find that having some alone time with yourself is actually nice. I enjoy having alone time. I think it's different for us probably because we work from home. So we have
Right.
essentially a lot of alone time where no one is necessarily bothering us. But I think doing activities and things like that that you enjoy, if Jeff doesn't necessarily enjoy it, I think you should do some of those things by yourself. Kevin and I encourage each other to do that all the time. And it is something small, but even video games, I'm not super into that. When he does that, that's his own alone time thing that he does. And I'll go do something else. I'll read or I'll run some errands or I'll do some things on my own that just help each person reset and recharge in their own ways, which is super, super important. So I love that you are acknowledging that, seeking that for yourself this upcoming year. It's super important to, have some more self discovery and think about ourselves in a different way.
Definitely. I hope it continues and I don't know. This year just better be the one.
Yeah, and I know depending on, certain things, I think politically, some people are excited, some people are really nervous. I think we have to let the cards
Fall.
lie as they may and just we'll figure it out. We'll all work together and figure it out. Just keep spreading kindness, people. Keep doing whatever you can do to make this world and the country and the community that you live in a better and nicer place, really.
Yep, exactly. Be the change you'd like to see in the world.
Exactly, Gandhi. Ah, oh, so wise.
Thank you. I act like I came up with that. So, in today's segment of Did You Really Just Say That? It's Sean's turn to take a stab at the word of the week.
Yes, can't wait. Let's see if I can do it. Last week, I didn't even finish spelling it out, basically, and Brittany already got the word. So let's see how I measure up this week.
Okay, so it is PALINGNESIS.
I'm gonna need to see it.
Ooh,
Palingenesis?
yes. Use it in a sentence.
I I know that Phil Collins left Paligenesis.
What?
He was in the band Genesis and then left and branched out on his own. So that's all I could think of. What is that word? Tell us.
It is perfect for this week.
Perfect.
Or or this episode rather. It's rebirth or regeneration, used to describe profound renewal or new beginnings.
Oh, love putting some of that in the atmosphere already.
Yeah,
Did you really just say that? I love that.
you're welcome.
What a great word. Wish I knew the meaning right off the bat, but clearly I was suffering there. But you know what? In the club, we all fam.
Ma'am.
So we ain't even gotta worry about it.
That's right.
What else are we like? Is there anything that is coming out next year? Anything that you're looking forward to in terms of like movies or um I don't know, just like different things happening in life? Like, is there anything that you're excited or looking forward to?
Bree and Kyle are getting married.
Okay, love.
Um, and so that's really exciting. I'm the maid of honor. Not excited about that.
Waller, yes, she is. She's gonna do a great job. She's gonna slay
Ugh,
it.
listen, we all know how I am with words, and now this girl has to give a speech. So say a prayer, say a word to God for me
Say a
because,
little prayer for you.
yes, please do. Because your girl's gonna need it. Isn't Colleen Hoover coming out with another
From
movie?
what I heard, they are making Verity into a
Yes.
movie, and it's none other than folks who we have talked about on this pod many times, Anne Hathaway.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes. So that's what I was actually going to bring up is I'm so pumped for hopefully that comes out in 2025.
Yeah.
There is a live action of Snow White that's coming out. I'm
Oh,
like a huge sucker for Disney movies, so I'm always curious how these live actions are going to turn out. So I'm really excited to see that. And again, this is all things that I've seen on YouTube or TikTok, so they could be fake. Who the hell freaking knows this day and age? But I'm super looking forward to that. And then hoping that I feel like I've had really good luck lately with these books that I've been reading turning into movies. So I hope that happens a couple more times this upcoming year because that's going to be sweet if we have that opportunity. I have never been a huge reader up until the last year. And I really now understand where people are coming from when they say that the book is better than the movie or they feel like they know more about, the characters and stuff in the book than they do in the movie because boy oh boy were they accurate on that. I've read books now. So I read one of the newest or latest ones that came out, It Ends With Us. So I read the book, and the book, in my opinion, was way better. I think the movie did a good job. They definitely did Colleen Hoover justice, but I think there were so many times where it kind of fast forwarded time in the movie way too quick, and I said to myself, "What the hell?" If I didn't read the book, I feel like I would have been a little bit more confused as to what happened. But because I read it, I knew some of the other things that led up to the moments that they fast forwarded. So, yeah, keep reading books. Keep looking forward to those new movies coming out next year, peeps.
yes, definitely. I'm excited for that and reading more. Definitely.
Yes, 100%. Even for me, I've been reading, but I've also been listening to audiobooks. I feel like just doing something other than the typical like sitting down and watching TV all the time has been so much better for my mental health. So
Yeah.
yeah, got on a little bit of a tangent there after the did you really just say that? But so that's a wrap for this week's episode and for this season, folks. But don't you worry, like we already brought up, we're already cooking up some really big things for next season. I'm talking bigger topics, bolder conversations, and yes, we are totally 100% looking forward to hosting and having some guests on our pod, real live humans who aren't just talking to ourselves in a room. We're pulling out all the stops to make sure that y'all remain entertained.
Have you ever wanted to hear your favorite topics discussed by people who may or may not be experts but definitely have opinions? Well, now's your chance. Hit us up. Slide into our DMs on Instagram or TikTok if it makes it into the new year. Email us or send a carrier pigeon. We don't care. Just tell us what you want. Relationships, space exploration, the proper way to load a dishwasher, we're game.
Next season is going to be like your New Year's resolution, y'all. Ambitious, slightly chaotic, and probably abandoned halfway through. Except we are going to stick to it this time. We promise. So stay tuned because it's about to get real. See you next season on Besties.
Thank you all so much for tuning in, and most importantly, for keeping the banter alive. You laughed with us, rolled your eyes at us, and maybe even learned a thing or two. Accidentally, of course.
We wouldn't be here without you. And honestly, we are so grateful for all of the subscribers and the continuous listeners every single week. We'd just be two people talking to ourselves without your support, which, let's face it, we'd still do, but it's way more fun with you all along for the ride. Until next time, keep the jokes bad, the snacks hella plentiful, and the resolutions realistic for sure. And we'll see you soon, besties.
And before season 2, be sure to follow us on Instagram and send us an email or two at bestiesandbanter@gmail.com. And the besties and banter is spelled BESTEAS and banter@gmail.com. And as always, in besties we trust.
And that's a wrap. Bye.
Bye.
Dad. I don't know. I just felt like doing a little leg lifting.
I copied you and I think I pulled a hammy.
Dad.